Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I'm not showing my face today. Sorry. I wanted to be able to set my camera up so that you didn't get all crazy dizzy, and I wanted to be able to try to get this a little bit lined better. So I'm doing a special Facebook live this week. This is normally when my monthly class meets. And as I said in my Facebook yesterday, we are not meeting this week because of coronavirus. Yeah, it's crazy. Everything's crazy. Because we were meeting at the library and there's, several people in my class, so I decided to pull the plug on that. And I thought I would just do my class on this Facebook. So anybody who wants to make a purchase this week, if you purchase $20, you will receive this stamp class using my host code. If you purchase $25, you will get my sweet treat that I give to all customers who purchase $25. So it's a bonus. If you're not normally part of my stamping club, you get a bonus this month, and you would get my monthly stamp club also. So I didn't have time to tweak my projects. I had already designed these projects before all this craziness occurred. So otherwise I probably wouldn't use 3 different stamp sets because that's normally how my stamp class works. My stamping class is primarily for people in the Wichita, Kansas area. We meet at the Hayesville Library. So, if you're in Iowa, you can't really come to this area. But I, may change it up now and not use 3 different stamp sets from now on, so that way I can make it to go every month. We'll see. I think this virus is going to start making everybody think a little bit differently about a lot of things in life. And my business might be one of those things too. I already offer a monthly product class that I do online. That class is using Forever Blossoms and Parisian Beauty. Right now that is available probably for another week or so. That will be available. I actually mapped out last night what I'm going to do for the next 3 classes that I will be offering product based. The next one will be available the end of March, and it's going to be a new stamp set that is coming out called Ornate Gates, and it'll be available to customers on March 1st. So I will be having a flyer ready for that class at the end of March, and so that'll be available for 2 weeks. Then I will be releasing my Father's Day class about the middle of April, because Mother's Day is really close, is kind of beginning of May, so I don't want to push that one out very far. And that one will be featuring the stamp set we're going to use tonight, Best Dressed, and A Good Guy, Good Feather, Fought a Good Guy. It's a stamp set from the annual catalog, so that'll be a combo stamp set. And then last but certainly not least, in the end of April, into May, Birthday Buddies. I've wanted to release that class for a couple times, but unfortunately things have been on back order for that, and hopefully they will all be in. They're supposed to be in the middle of April, so keeping our fingers crossed the supplies get in, and I will be able to offer that class I'm the end of April, beginning of May. That is when Birthday Bonanza will be released. That'll put us into May, towards the middle of May, and by that time I will have the new annual catalog out. So the end of May will be a stamp set from the new catalog. So that's kind of my plans for my product-based online classes. Right now, my plan is hopefully, if this virus calms down, my next monthly class, which is scheduled for April 15th. I'm still reserved at the library, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. I did get word that officially my show that I was going to do in Belle Plaine in April has been officially canceled now. So that whole festival was canceled, so they're not going to put it on at all. And the lady who I'm doing a show in June has postponed cashing checks till May. So she's going to make a decision May 1st whether or not she's going to proceed with that show for June. So this little virus has lots and lots of people up in the air. But the one nice thing about Stampin' Up, we can do this at home. We can still be crafty and relax and have some fun, even if we have to kind of do it through our computer, look at videos. I really want to encourage people to at least make cards, send cards, you know, take the time to send a word to a friend. You know, the Postal Service is still running, so take the time to be creative. Use that as your outlet for doing stuff, but then send it on. Just don't hoard your stuff. You know, send it to a friend, send it to some elderly, send it to just people to be uplifting, because these times are going to be really trying and people need something to bring them up. So let's get started. A couple of these cards are really easy. A couple of them take a little bit of time. So let's start with this one. Is using the stamp set that I used last night for my prayer journal. And this is kind of a little bit of a different fold. I got this idea from Rhonda Wade. So it opens like this and is going to come this way. So we have a 4 1/4 by 11, and then we're going to take and score it. And you can do it on your paper trimmer, but unfortunately I lost my little thing. So 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Yeah, no, there wasn't enough time to get the supplies to you, Juanita, sorry. And then it just folds down. And then we have a piece of Fairy Vanilla. We're going to stamp on that. And we're going to stamp on the little pretty label and the stitched oval. And the pretty label is... Nope, that's not it. Thought I had it out. I guess I don't still have it. Oh, here it is. This is the pretty label die, or punch, excuse me. So we're using Crumb Cake and Mary Merlot for this. And I just put my thumb in it. So I'm going to take the little scroll here, and I'm just going between the two. Okay, if I can do this around my iPad, evidently. Let's flip it over and try it again. Oh, not sure which one. And then the Mary Merlot, I'm taking the stamp Hug, Prayers, and Love. it's going to go right in the middle of our oval. And then I'm going to take the, I don't know, I'm calling it a fern. I don't know if it's really a fern, to tell you the truth, because I have no idea. And it's going to go, let me scoot these over, kind of over here in the corner. And then the butterfly, I'm going to stamp once here, solid, and then I'm going to stamp it a second time up here. So that way it's kind of off. And then over here, I'm going to go a third time, and then once up there. So it's up to you how many times you want the butterfly, but that's what I'm doing. So that's all the stamping I'm going to do. And then we can put some tape. So this is going on the inside of our card. And then this one here, we have the Merry Merlot, and this is 3, let's see, I got the measurements, and you will, if you get this kit, you get a PDF with all this written on here, so you can watch the video or not. And it's 3 3/4 by 5. The DSP is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. And that's going to go down. And then what I did here is I took some glue dots, which, here we go. And I put the glue dots on the ribbon first. So, and I kind of, what I did was I laid this here, kind of figured out where I wanted this to go across. So, kind of laid this up here, laid my vellum down. So that way this was on the vellum, okay? Then I could lay more glue dots right where the ribbon is, okay? So that way it's not showing. All right, and then that way this is going to get tucked. Okay, so this is all going to get tucked, and I use tearaway tape because this is going to be flapping around a lot, so, okay. So I like, all right, then this will go just like that, okay? And then if you want, you can add, I like adding tearaway tape to my label also because it's going to go down over that ribbon area. I'm telling you, tearaway tape is your best friend. I need to get some more before celebration is over. Stock up on your essentials right now before celebration is over so you can get all your free items, you know. Now is the time that I stock up on paper and dimensionals, tape, all that kinds of stuff. And then I'm going to put my label right here on over the middle. Just like that. Okay? Card number 1. Now, card number 2. This is super cute for any friends that you might have that, you know, like to shop. Just something to be fun. So this one also uses 4 1/4, but this one we're just going to fold in a half, 4 1/4 by 11. So this one's just halved. Okay. And this one also, this one has a 3 1/2 by 4 3/4 purple posy. And then you're going to have 2 2-inch by 3 3/8, okay, of DSP. So this one's going to go down at the bottom, leave a little bit of edge, and then the purple one, the flowers, is going to go at the top. Okay, and then you got this strip of 1 1/2 by 3 3/8. Now, if you don't happen to, you'll get the dies for the shoes, but if you don't happen to, you'll also get this oval. So maybe you don't have this stamp set, you'll have an oval so you can stamp something else on it, okay? But if you have the stamp set, then you have the dies so that you can stamp the shoes. I am using Rich Razzleberry ink. This is photopolymer, so it's very easy to line it up right over the die, just like that. And you could very easily just stamp a flower or something else in the oval if you wanted to. And then I'm going to go ahead, and you can always pick another sentiment if you want, but I think this is cute, and I think this sentiment is still uplifting and adorable. So I'm going to stamp that right there. And I am taking, now this one here, I used Rich Razzleberry, but you could also use Lovely Lipstick. I think I have I'm going to do this one in Lovely Lipstick this time so you can see the contrast. Let me move this ink before I put my fingers in it. And these shoes color really fast. There's like nothing to color. I let it dry just a little bit, then I'm going to go back through and color the inside again just to give it a little bit darker shade. So if you come back here and take even just your same shade and just do it another layer, that will give it a little bit darker tone. All right, so we're going to put one shoe down like that, and then the next shoe is going to get a dimensional stuck to my finger. But this one is also going to get some dimensionals. this one is going to go right here over the top in the middle. And then this whole thing is going to go up on dimensionals. So I'm going to take the edge of my, you could use the strips if you wanted, but I'm just going to use the edge of what I got here. And then this will go right on the front. And I know it doesn't seem like that little bit of dimension, but it does. It is really cool. All right, then we have a piece of twine. And we're going to take the twine and just pull it up to the top of our card. And you should have an extra long piece. I really tried to make these long in the kit, so that way, depending on where you want, how you do your bows. And then you're going to have these little tassels. Super adorable. So I go ahead and kind of knot it first. Not like a big knot, but like a little knot, right? So I'm going to, but I want it to take place, so I'm going to go ahead and tie my other knot around it so that way it doesn't move around, right? And then I can tie my bow. And then however big, I don't want my bow huge. And that's looser than I want. So if you ever have something that's looser than you want, of course, we just take a dot and we're just going to put it behind that. That will anchor it. And then I'm going to cut my thread to even with these tassels, so then it's all part of that. And that makes for card number 2. And there you can see the comparison. This is Rich Razzleberry for the shoes. This is Lovely Lipstick for the shoe. Oh, I forgot the gems. Let's put the gemstones. This is Petal Pink Rhinestone Gems. So we'll just pick a couple off this package. Okay, that one doesn't have any adhesive. There we go. Now we do. So you'll get a couple gems with your kit too. All right, on to our final card. All right, this is like a trifold card. This is using the Wild Rose. This is from the annual catalog. And it is using Mint Macaroon. And this one is 8.5 by 5.5. And we are going to score it at 4 1/4 and 2 1/8. Okay. Now, I could have sworn on your paper I wrote 2, I don't think, I wrote 5 1/4 for this strip, but this is 5 3/8. Not so. This little strip is 5 3/8 by 2 inches. So I will have to edit my thing. So let me fold this first, fold this one over, and I think I will, this is Mosaic. And then this is So Saffron, and I have taken the stitched labels dies, and I have already put the little edge in there. And it did leave, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a slight indentation from sometimes, depending on the pressure of your die cutting machine. I still use Big Shot. And so to help with that and just add a little more contrast, we're going to use some mint macaroon ribbon. And we're just going to kind of cover up that little bit of edge. And we're using some soft suede ink. And we're going to use the leaf, stamp it right there. And then this will go down on the inside of the card, right here. Okay. Now, the rest of the stamping that we're going to do, we are going to take the hello, and we are going to stamp it on our stitched label up here at the top, just like that. And then you will have a white die cut or a white oval if you don't happen to have this stamp set. Now, if you have the stamp set, then you have to kind of find where the, I always find it easier to find that part, and then line it up. And I'm still stamping this in soft suede. If you're really careful when coloring, you can stamp in regular inks. You just don't want to saturate it too much. And I'm going to use the light mint macaroon. And I'm doing the outside petals. So don't do the inside one there. And I'm just kind of going very lightly, because I'm going to accent with the dark here in just a second. That, and I don't want to smear that brown ink, so I don't want to get it too saturated on that ink itself. So that's the light colored one. Then if you take the dark macaroon and you go up on that, on your little accents here, and then on the edges of the leaves, that will give you a nice little accent. And then I'm taking the So Saffron and I'm doing the inside. And you can add a second layer to parts of that if you want to give it a little bit of shadowing. Okay, now, so again, I'm going to take some tearaway tape and I'm going about, you want on the side with the hello, okay? And about where these points are the halfway part on this, so I'm going to put it on that side. Okay. And this is going to go about there. Okay. And then I have, let's see, I guess this here, I put some dimensionals. So kind of layer my dimensionals on here. And I kind of want this, I'm kind of adding a lot because I kind of want it to have extra support because, you know, this might get flopped around quite a bit. So, and you don't want it to stick past your card because you want it to be able to close, right? So make sure you have your card down when you do that. Now, you have 3 of these. I did put adhesive on these before I did it, and I didn't realize this is going to stick out some, so you might, once you do this, you might need to wear off some of the sticky because you don't want it sticking to your card. So kind of up to you. And that one does not because I needed one more. So I'm going to put a piece of tape on that one. And then this one is going to go right here because I don't care about the adhesive there. And then this I stuck completely down to the front. And then you will get, here it is, one of these little faceted gems, and it goes in the middle. Now, so you can take, if you're afraid that that's too sticky, what you can do is take an embossing buddy, and that'll take the sticky off. Okay. And there you go. So these are the 3 cards for my monthly class. And if you're interested in getting this little monthly class to go for yourself or your friends, anybody you know would like to get those also, just send me a message. I'll be glad to give you more information about it. It'll also be in the link in the description. I'll edit the description. Thank you so much for joining me or watching the replay. I appreciate it. And I hope you guys stay safe, stay healthy, stay out of the chaos. Thank you so much for joining me. Thanks a lot, Juanita. Bye.